In the 2 years we've done the calendar crawl, it's rare that the pub is the main talking point, but then it's not often you get an old 15th century pub like the New Inn in Pembridge. March saw us venture west into cider country to the not too distant village of Pembridge in Herefordshire, where the supposedly haunted New Inn lay waiting for us on top of the hill. As we ordered our pints of ale, courtesy of local trad breweries Hobson's and 3 Tons, we looked around and this pub's place in a calendar called Old World Inns was undeniable. It was like going back in time. The New Inn is run by 2 sisters and we actually got talking to them while we were there. They took a keen interest in the calendar and their place in it. I actually thought the whole thing was a cool idea. Well, because it is. It was great talking to them about the pub and its history. They confirmed that it's no longer a hotel, but it is actually supposedly haunted, and they've had ghost hunters from as far and wide as Vancouver stay the night in search of a pint of ectoplasm. The bar area was split into 2, a section in the opening hallway, and then a corner bar in one of the adjoining rooms which had flagstone floors, seating, and an open fire. There were other little rooms splintering off too, with seating for winers, diners, and 69ers. Well, okay, maybe not that last bit. It sort of felt like being an old English heritage property, and I don't say that in a bad way, you know, I am a member. After a couple of pints we went for a cultured walk around the church grounds, and then we slipped into the pub next door, the Red Lion, which was a totally different vibe. It was sort of like a pub restaurant that doubles up as the village sports bar. It was busy and the locals were friendly and in good spirits. The landlord there was also very accommodating, switching around some reserved tables so that we had somewhere to squat while sipping on our Wye Valley Samurai. From here though, we'd be leaving the safe haven of Pembridge to explore and ultimately stay in neighbouring Leominster, a town where we can only find one place to stay, the Black Swan. The Black Swan is, well, you know in a local asks where you're staying and then you tell them and then they laugh, and then they call their friends over from the bar and then they tell them and then they laugh, and then you laugh because even though you don't really get it, you kind of know exactly what it means. That's the Black Swan. Anyway, we rocked up, checked in, dumped our bags and then went for food at a nearby Italian restaurant which was molto bello. Now from there we only actually went to one pub after that, the Great Vaults, which was a nice old rustic spit and sawdust boozer, and the Ludlow blonde was pouring absolutely beautifully there. The staff were friendly and tolerant, even though Carl kept changing the music on the Amazon Alexa.
Hey Alexa, play some smooth jazz.
Beer-wise, as we expected from Leominster, there was nothing really to write home about, and that kind of shaped our decision to stick rather than twist, because we all remember what happened in January, right? After kicking out time, we retired to the Black Swan to soak up the atmosphere at their Saturday night disco, where, while watching Steve embrace the local traditions, my old man leaned over to me and gave me his verdict for this calendar crawl. And I quote, "If ever there was a case for doing the calendar crawl in one day, this is it." So there we go. March's trip to Pembridge and Leominster saw us put away 61 pints between the 5 of us, adding another £290.55 onto the tab. Don't expect a low-key one in April though, because we're heading to Fiach in Cornwall, where some great beer and a return to one of my favourite breweries seems all but certain.